Welcome to the Cyber Chronicles, your weekly discussion on the top 5 articles that are shared across the internet. My name is Brian Stevenson, and I will be your host. We scrub the internet for the most interesting articles on cybersecurity, so you don't have to. This week, we're going to talk about 5 really interesting articles. We've got a recommendation to go back to paper ballots because they can't figure out how to make sure ballots are not manipulated during elections. We have Apple Store apps being compromised and stealing browsing data with customers not realizing it. And then we have our top article, which is a really good article about Equifax and what they've done and what the repercussions have been on the fallout of their breach. So let's get started. Our 5th most shared article of the week is by Sophos. You don't read their blog, you're missing a lot. It's one of the best blogs out there. I know I read it every day. They have an article written that paper ballots by election experts are now recommending that we go to paper ballots, that electronically there's no way to securely ensure that there's no tampering being done. And they cite quite a few cases here of recent indictment. Russian intelligence officers hacked into a website, yet unidentified state board of elections, but looks like they were able to steal 500,000 voters' information, which is surprising given the prior indictment. The only thing we've ever heard about is Illinois with $100,000 voters, compromised. So this is an interesting thing. They're recommending, as far as voting goes, the panel of experts said we have to go back to human paper ballots. It's the only way that we can ensure that they're not being compromised and they're accurately recorded. So this was the recommendation of the security team looking at the elections, that by 2020 that we go back to paper ballots and paper counting. Interesting articles by Sophos. Let's move on to our 4th most interesting article. Our 4th most popular article that came out on the internet last week was Mr. Krebs. Again, a website that I go to every single day. The research he does is very interesting and handy. There is a requirement now by the federal government for companies, the big 3 bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, not to be able to charge you a fee to freeze your credit. So a lot of people held off on freezing their credit because there's a fee associated with it. By September 21st, 2018, the companies no longer can charge a fee for that. Highly recommend that you freeze your credit information for you and all of your children, their social security numbers, all that sort of stuff, so someone doesn't take that information and create a false account and create a nightmare for you and your family. So interesting article, Mr. Krebs. Let's move on to the 3rd most popular article this week. Okay, our 3rd most popular article that was shared this week was by 9to5mac.com. This is the first time I've seen this come up as this popular in them. A lot of people talked about this, but the Apple Store, there were apps being uploaded, Dr. Unarchiver, and then also applications by Trend Micro that collected users' browser information from Safari, Google Chrome, and Firefox to their servers. The apps also collected information from other apps installed in their system. They collected all this information after they were installed, and they created a zip file and they uploaded it to their own servers. They were able to confirm these reports. Malware Bytes was also involved in the discovery of this. Since then, Trend Micro has changed its approach and said it was only being used for understanding the existing environment and have stopped collecting this data. So this privacy information that was broken has changed their approach. I don't know if they're back on the Mac Store, though. They did get removed, all their applications off the Mac Store because of this. So interesting article from 9to5Mac, and we'll move on to our 2nd most popular article. Okay, the 2nd most popular article that was shared of the week is hackers can steal Tesla's Model S in seconds by cloning its key fob. So they were able to figure out, some security people, top engineers were able to figure out through crypto hardware and embedded systems for about $600 in radio and computing equipment, wireless read the signals of a nearby Tesla owner's fob, and then within 2 seconds replicate it and be able to start the car, take the car without any anti-theft protection left. So since then, Tesla has added a pin in addition to the fob to protect it. It seems, I don't know, I read the article, it's interesting. There's always ways that you can hack information. I'm not sure that there'd be a ton of people out there doing this, but adding the PIN does change the approach. So they're recommending that anybody with the Tesla do make sure that you have the PIN in addition to your fob to make sure that security is protected. That is our second most popular article. We're going to hear a little bit about our sponsor, and you're going to want to listen to this. And our number one article, stay tuned. Do not stop this video, damn it. People stop before we get to our number one article, and it's the most important one. So let's move on to a message from our sponsor.
Focus Point Technologies has created a series of educational videos to help you and your company mature your privacy and security program. We offer these at no charge to you. Please call us to learn more about the security solutions that we provide. Focus Point is introducing a new program called STOP, Security Technology Optimization Program. So stop wasting money, stop wasting time, stop struggling to manage too many tools, stop meeting with vendors offering yet another tool to add, and stop trying to mature the security program alone, because we can help. Focus Point can provide you with a streamlined analysis of your technology investment, and we offer this as a complimentary service. We at Focus Point believe that to be seen as trusted partners, it starts with demonstrating our value. What better way than to help you maximize your current investment without any strings attached? Contact us for more information.
Okay, the number one article shared across the web, and this one was shared a lot. A year later, Equifax lost all of our data. Anybody who's got a job, at least, is probably in their database. They lost all of our data, yet financially nothing happened to them. And so a lot of lawmakers are saying, WTF, you know what? How can this happen? 147 million consumers. So basically anybody with a job, you lost your name, your address, your social security number, probably your driver's license, credit card numbers, pretty much everything was stolen in this Equifax hack. Yet a year later, there's been no ramifications other than the goodwill, you know, that affects their stock a little bit, but it's since bounced back. It's been a massive failure of the company. A lot of people involved in this. The message is you can endure media blowback by this is by Senator Mark Warner of Virginia, and get through this without any long-term ramifications. So if this is the case, what's going to force these companies to take this seriously? The chief executive officer, the CEO, retired immediately after this was occurred with a small $90 million retirement package. It's a little bit smaller than mine. $90 million. They didn't follow protocol. They didn't patch a server when they knew it was a critical update. They didn't notify people when they should have. And the company has really had no major ramifications. So there are senators involved saying we got to figure this out and create laws and create standardization. It's each state is starting to do different things. It's different laws. We don't have a universal standard of data breach, and it's getting more and more complicated to understand. Actually, from the other side, if you're a security officer, what is required to disclose and what is not required to disclose. So, very interesting article on Equifax by Wired Magazine. Read it if you have it. You can get, I don't think, 5 articles for free, and then you need to subscribe. It's real cheap though. It's like $5. So spend the $5. Wired Magazine is definitely worth it. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the Cyber Chronicles. I hope you have a great week, and make sure to subscribe and make sure to share our podcast with your friends. Take care and have a great week.